Apparently I'm an asshole. I've been wanting to make a video about this for the longest time, and this recent situation has kind of pushed me to do it. My views have changed since I made this channel when I was 15. Specifically, rules of political correctness and conversation are totally bullshit to me. And before I go into this issue, here's the context. My friend and roommate posted a screenshot from, I guess, Moby, the music artist, his blog that had the word trannies in it. And it wasn't really too offensive to me in that context. Someone I know and I have worked with, Denny, kind of disagreed. And Denny is someone who identifies as agendered, so I'm going to use the pronouns they and them instead of he or she, because they don't really apply to Denny. Denny got offended and tries to guilt my friend into apologizing or changing his views by calling him a friend and saying the use of terms like that isn't something that I see my friends doing. And the only ones who should use it, terms like tranny, are those it has been used against. I got word of this, and after this, I posted a photo of a car transmission on my friend Justin's wall, and said, "Look at this tranny," and then I kind of spammed it. Thereafter, Denny posts a blog on their Tumblr titled Transmisogynistic Slurs. They said that they normally think that we are stand-up guys, and it kind of proves that we're assholes, the fact that I would post something like this, and it makes light of something that honestly hurts people. And apparently I didn't give enough fucks to address their problem, which is something that I think I did. Yes, Denny, I did address your problem. I knew you would see that post, and the purpose of it was to highlight the fact that the same words can be used by different people in different contexts and have different meanings, and also have different levels of offensiveness. It is not objectively offensive. Offense over the use of words is contextual to me now, and the word cannot be objectively harmful to a group of people. The only objective truth is that nothing is objective. And saying a group of people is entitled to a certain word because they've been called it is ridiculous. I feel the same way about certain racial or ethnic groups claiming ownership of certain words. And while I think that it's perfectly okay for you or someone else, the people around them, to think down on them for their use of certain words, I also disagree. Nobody owns any words, and I think by marking them as bad or vulgar and sweeping them under the rug, you aren't really progressing anything. And I think what you're doing is what I mentioned before, thinking down upon someone using the word, which is okay, it's within your right to do so. But I also think that it's weird that you kind of hung the word friend over my roommate, my friend, in an attempt to make him feel guilty or to make him apologize. Especially because I have knowledge that after my roommate tried to have a dialogue with you about the reasons behind their use, you remove them from your friends list. If your connection to someone is so fragile as to completely end because you have a different view of the use of words than they do, don't call them a friend, because you're really just lying. I could go into the different uses of the word tranny in other groups, including within queer people of color, the ballroom scene, including people who identify as tranny and just don't give a damn. And what if someone does identify as tranny? How do you address them? Are you not allowed to call them something that they put on themselves? These are just points that Sean, Not Fiction, kind of brought up in conversation with me. And not that my studies make me more knowledgeable than you, because honestly, they don't necessarily, but as a queer person who studies sociology, I have given a lot of thought to my use of terms that are kind of charged with queer sentiments, and how they affect groups of people. So I can tell you right now, flat out, that my use of the word tranny is something I've thought about, and it is deliberate. My tactics for getting my point across to you were pretty blunt, and I will admit that, but I stand behind them. You have every right to think I'm an asshole, but I think it's pretty sorry to completely write someone off as an asshole after something like this, especially someone that you know personally. Your initial message might have seemed pretty civil, but to me, it seemed like you were cloaking your real intentions with some false veil of kindness or friendship or whatever. And that was pretty rude. Denny, and to any other strict political correctness hard asses out there, it's hard to make progress when you get offended over everything. It's also hard to make progress when these offensive things are swept under the rug as things not to talk about openly. And your way of going about things isn't openly talking about it. Try asking questions about people's perspectives first, rather than trying to guilt and shame them for it.